Hello everyone. We should be live. So that is what we have done so far. I'm just waiting a second to see if we are going live. Anyway, okay, let's start. So we have been working on this little cat cafe here, cat and coffee, and it's actually pretty cute. And we have one cat here in the window, and I actually think that's the only cat I placed in there yet. So we are going to place in more cats soon. Hello, honey. Anyway, we have done a lot on this little build here, but we are still far from done. We are still missing the roof, and we are missing the garden around the house. So we have a lot to do. And if you did see my small little my small little short, then you would know that I already prepared the next steps for this little build. I see the few of these wood planks here have been bent a tiny bit. I'm just trying to get them back in place. Anyway, let me just do like that so you can see me. Hello, here I am. Welcome to this live where we are continuing on this little cool house here. This has really been a lot of work for now, but I think it is going really well. And if you did see my short, you would know that I have all the extra stuff standing right here next to me. For some reason my ring light is having problems. Anyway, I have a lot of plants here for the little garden. I have the furnitures for the outside, and then I have all the roses and all the leaves that I made last time. So I have all that right here ready to be used, but we are not ready to use that yet. Today we are going to start with this catfish sign. Oh, that's good. Thank you, honey, that it's looking good. So the fish sign, it is actually a lamp. So I did find the two last pieces here for a lamp, and the first one they want us to build, let me put that to the side, is very simple. It's just one of these wires with the little light bulb on there, and then we take this bead here and we string, let me see if I can get these wires through, here we go, and we just string the wires through, and here we have a little a little lamp for the house. And again, this is something we don't need right now, so I am gonna take this and pop it into my little storage container to the side. But now let's do this other lamp, because this one is gonna be a little more difficult. We are going to first of all need a few materials. So I have been preparing, and we need the last two pieces here of this little sheet here. So I'm just gonna cut these free, see if I can find where they are sitting. There we go. Just cut that free, and this one is now garbage. We don't need this anymore. Actually, it's pretty cool, but we don't need it. And it doesn't fit in my garbage can. Oh. Let's see. Let me get that away again. I just want to make sure that this is all gone here. That little tab here. There we go. And then I am going to take this little fishy here and I'm gonna roughly cut it out. Does not need to be neat because we are going to cut out the fish anyway, but we want to take that and then this acetate, and then I'm just gonna glue this little fishy here to the acetate. This is a sticker, so I am just taking that and gluing it to my acetate. That's a hard word. And then I am going to cut that out. Let me take my garbage can in here. So I am just, there's a little air bubble there. I didn't like that one. So I'm just gonna cut that out. It's a bit difficult because it's translucent, but I'm just taking my time with it, and then I think everything will be great anyway. The little tail here. So let me know, how are you doing? How's the weather by you? Because it's quite cold here. And we got snow outside. There we go. So that is that little fish, and then we need these 3 parts here, so there is a lot of cutting for this little build here. So let me start with this one. This is the one that is gonna go all the way around the little lights. So I don't want any white on this. And I'm just again taking it easy and cutting. There we go. Did I? Yes, I did hit the garbage. And then I'm gonna cut out this bigger fish, and then I will cut the smaller fish in a second. And you need to be careful not to cut too much of that orange color, because then you will be able to see the wood underneath. So you want to be pretty accurate with this cut. I do got my paint here next to me, so if anything's happening I can paint it on instead, but I want this to be looking as good as possible. So this smaller fish here, we need that cut out as well. Oops. And here I definitely don't want any of the white on it, because this one is going to be glued onto that piece we just made in the start with the acetate and the sticker on it. I hope the sound is good. Yeah, I just hope the sound is good. There we go. So this little piece is gonna be glued on top of this piece here with the sticker, and you want to kind of pop it into the center. Let me see my glue, it's right here. So gonna take my tacky glue here and glue on this fish, if I can get it to work. Come on out. I think there is something here. Yeah. There we go. Now it should be able to work. Let's get some glue. Yes, please. And definitely here on the tail. And then I'm going to try to pop that here into the center of that piece of acetate. And I'm gonna leave that to dry for a second or two. Then I'm gonna take the fish here, one of them, and I'm gonna glue the big part on that. I'm just making sure I have the booklet here next to me so that I am doing this right. And then I'm putting the fish on top of that, the big one here, making sure that glues nicely together. Now we are going to take this one, and that is gonna go all the way around this piece here. Actually, it's supposed to go all the way around both of these pieces here. But I think we will start with one side because they do that in the booklet. So I am just putting my tacky glue on, starting by the tail here, in this little bend, and then just trying to fold it over here. Make sure it is gonna glue nicely together, and of course everything is making problems right now. There we go. Now please stay. Beautiful. And then on this side, continuing around the body of the fish here. Just putting a little more here. And then we are going to go around the tail when we get there. So I know this is not polymer clay or anything else fancy, these videos here, my live streams, but I hope you like them anyway. I know that I have a lot of fun making these videos here, or at least being live with you. It also helps me not to make too many videos that I need to edit. So I get a little break here between videos with my live videos, and I like that so that I can say hi to you live and you can see me, and I can have a little more time for the next video that I'm going to make and upload for you, so that you can get something fun and cool next time as well. Yeah. So I really hope you enjoy these live streams as well. Let me just get that little corner done here. There we go. All the way around the fish. Where is it? Here. So this one is supposed to go in here, and that's gonna be difficult. I don't really know how to do this. Maybe just put a few dabs of glue here and there, and then take my little toothpick here and then try to get it around the sides into every little nooks and cranny here. See if that's good enough. And if I can get this one in there. Come on. Hello. Composing Chaos. Hi. Welcome to the channel. I hope you have a great day or evening. And I am having a little problem with this one. It doesn't want to go in there. So I got it around there. I just needed to pop in here. I really don't know how they did that. Come on. Sometimes these booklets for how to create these things, they are just making everything look so easy, and it turns out to be so difficult. I don't know how to get that little fish down there. Come on. Do I have my, yes I do. See if I can do it this way. Is that the glue already? No, it's not. Come on, down with you. I think it would have been easier to glue it directly into place in the first, together with the first one. Now I put it too far down over here. I think that works. That was difficult. If you're doing this set, I would say glue in both of these wood pieces at the same time. I think that's easier. And then we need to do a hole here in the middle. I don't know if you can see that. So I have the fish here, and I'm just turning the top upside down and trying to make a hole here. And I don't think this is big enough because we need the wires to go through this little hole here. I don't know how to do this without ruining this little piece here. So let me see if I can get the wires through. So starting with one, that one went through. See if there's room enough for the next one. There might be. Come on. I see you. Yeah, got it. Beautiful. Then I'm just gonna pull this through all the way, trying not to break anything. And then we place the light on the inside here. I actually think I like to put in some glue right there to keep it, to keep it sitting where I want it. So I'm just gonna pop some of my tacky glue on there and then pull it up. And there we go. And then we are going to glue this piece here that is kind of not sticking down, so I will have to do something about that, to this side of the sign. I think I might have enough glue here. Just making sure I have it all the way around. Taking this little piece here and placing that on top of that light. I think it's a little too big, but it's there. Let me see if I have a little glue on the stick here, because I definitely need a tiny bit of glue here. Just taking a tiny bit onto my little toothpick, and I am popping that onto there. And trying to align everything here. There we go. I think that's pretty. So that is the other lamp. So we have this little guy, the easy one, and then this one. And again, this one, we don't have the space for that yet, because that is in the portio, is that the right word for it? Over the little outside place where you can sit. That's gonna hang there. So I put that into my little box of goodies right here with all the same things we already prepared and have made all the way. My book. So that was this lamp and this lamp. And now we are going to make this part and this part. And I think we're just going to do as they say here and make that part first. So let me see, that is this little thing here. So we need this piece here, because they want this curly here to sit in this piece here. Something like that, I think. Like that. But we will see. Then we need these two white L pieces. We need this little sign here. We need the roof itself, and then we need this one for the wiring thing. And actually we needed some fabric for the roof, and the one they want me to use, I don't like that. So I am using this one. I think this will match pretty good with the colors in the house. Also, I made the little chair right there with this fabric, so I think that will look good. It's going to be sitting on top here over the window. So I think I'm gonna do it with that fabric. I just need to make sure that I turn the fabric the right way around when I glue that to the paper. So let me see where we have the start and the end of this fabric. There we go. So this part is, let me just double check. I think that's the part hanging out over the, yes it is. So we want the fabric to be this way. Yes, like that. So now I am again going to take my tacky glue, and I'm gonna make sure I have a lot of that on this piece of paper here that I'm going to glue directly onto my fabric, because I want this one to stay in place when I cut it out. So I'm making sure I have more than enough glue on here, but still not all over. And then I'm gonna place that on my fabric and make sure it will stay in place. There we go. And I can just cut this little piece out for now. There we go. And I want this to be nice and flat. And that was just my little garbage can that I placed on there. Putting that to the side. Just want to make sure that it will really be secure here on this piece of paper. Place that under my garbage can again. Let me just take this little booklet and flip a page, because I think, yes, they want us to cut this one out and make the two curlies here. So let me start with cutting this piece here. There's a lot of cutting things out in this little build here. And it's okay. I actually like cutting out things. And just this little corner here, it is rounded There we go. So that little piece is cut and ready. It says Cat Cafe Garden, if you can't see that. That's what it says. Actually, the light is the reason why you can't see it, I think. There, you can see it now. So that's gonna go on there as well. And then we're gonna take this little piece. I had to like look for this one like 5 minutes before I started because I couldn't find it. So I'm just happy I found it. And then I am gonna try to make that little metal thingy they have here. Whoops. Is that is perfect. And then it wants me to cut it around here. And I think it's a I think it's a good idea to start with this little rounded shape, because if you cut it into lengths and then round it, you might actually cut it too short. The other way around. If you cut it first and then make the bend, you might even cut it too short. So I'm just gonna make sure I have the right size here. That piece was a handle for the coffee cup, I think, and I made that. And this one I think we used for, we did use that one. I'm not sure for what right now. Anyway, I'm gonna save this piece because I don't want to throw it out if I'm actually going to need it later. And I also saved the last of the black pieces here because we don't want to get rid of them if we need them later. So let me see. We need this piece of fabric here. So they actually showed us here how to cut this piece. So again, cutting out fabric or paper, but cutting. And I'm starting with these, I don't even know what they're called, scallops, I think. And I'm starting with those. I can feel the paper is still a little tiny bit wet, so it will be a little before it's all dry. I like this pink side. That's gonna be on the underside of this little overhang. That's gonna be looking pretty. And I'm just, again, being careful not to cut anything that I don't want to cut here. There we go. That's garbage. Okie dokie. Then they want us to bend this. I'm thinking about how I'm gonna do that best. Maybe line up here where to bend it, and then bend. So I got the crease, and then I can just bend it over like that. And then maybe the same over here. Placing this and bending it up. Then I have the crease and I can bend it over. I think that works pretty good. So here we have that little piece of fabric, and then they want us to glue this in place like that. So I am gonna do that again with my tacky glue. This glue is really good with these small projects. And just a tiny bit on that piece so that will sit up against that little wouldn't stick here. I think that was pretty good. And the other one. And again, I want to put a little bit of glue here in this place and place that stick into that glue. Oops. Making sure it is straight and nice. And all the way out to the edge. I think that's good. Making sure it will stay in place. Then I need to turn a page here. Yeah, they want me to take this piece here and glue it on kind of like in an angle. See if I can do that so that it sits in the corner, but it's also holding the tip of that paper. I'm not sure I can do that, but I will try. So I'm gonna pop a glue on there, some glue there, and some glue on the tip here. And then we're gonna try this. So in the corner here, come on, and on that piece of fabric here, kind of holding that fabric in place. That was not easy. Let me see if I can do it with the other one as well. So a tiny bit here, tiny bit here, and on the end. And then I'm gonna place this maybe like the other one. Come on. I think I got it. So it looks like this at the end. Can you see that? And of course in the other end as well. Right there. And then we are going to take this piece, and that's going to be glued here on the front. So I'm just going to take my tweezers, place it in there, in the tweezers, and then put a tiny bit of glue on that little sign here, especially on the edges and the corners. Then flip it and place it onto the fabric. There we go. And that's that part. I want to glue that on before we end onto the project, but I'm going to leave it to dry just for a little longer because I'm scared it will fall apart if I glue it on right now. So let me continue. Actually, I want to take a sip here so that I don't lose my voice completely. So we're gonna make this part now, and that is for the roof. Let me see if I can show you. That's this part here, on top of the door. So let's go do that one. Again, lots of cutting. So I have my acetate here. I'm afraid I might have too little acetate, but we will see. And this would cut out here, this big sticker. Then I have that little bow, and I have some of this thin wire because we're going to make some, what do you call that? Whiskers of that. So first of all, I am going to cut this smaller. because we need to glue this again onto the acetate like we did with the little fish. There we go. And I am gonna take my acetate and going to glue this one on. See if I can do it without leaving too many marks on my little stickers here. And I want to make sure I do put it on the acetate so everything is on there. Making sure I'm getting all the air bubbles out because they look kind of weird on there. And then I'm just gonna cut out this cat here. I'm just gonna roughly cut it out of the acetate first. There we go. Put that to the side because we need that for later. And now we're just gonna cut out this little top head of a cat. And I'm just trying to stay on the translucent side so that I still have that. It has kind of a dark brown edge all the way around, and I'm trying not to cut that away. But this is one of the easier cuts. Oh, that was garbage. And then this little piece down here also needs to go. There we are. And we also need to cut out this little pink bow here. That's kind of a Hello Kitty bow, this one. And here I'm trying to make sure that I don't have any white left on the little bow, because that will be kind of visible. Oh, that was a little too much. Oh well. I think it will be cool anyway. Good. So this one is actually being glued on top of the kitty cat's face. Bum 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 bum. So glue. Nice big Hello Kitty in small house. Yes! But this is not a Hello Kitty house, so I don't really know why there is a Hello Kitty bow on this cat. But now we're going for it. Glue all over. And I think I'm gonna do it from this side. I'm placing this little piece into the glue. Getting rid of excess glue from this side anyway. There we go. And then this little bow is supposed to go here. So I am gonna take a little more glue and pop that on the ear and placing that little bow here. So that's cute. And then they want me to take this thin wire here. So I'm gonna do that, and they want me to cut 2 pieces of 2.2 centimeters. I'm gonna do that to the side because I have a ruler here on my mat. So that was the 2.2 centimeters. And I'm gonna cut 2 of those. And then 2 in 1.8 centimeters. 5, 6, 7, 8. That is right there. Did I do that too small? No, I didn't. And then one more. There we go. Did I do those too small? No, I don't think so. Anyway, that should be whiskers. I don't really know how they did that. They want the they want that bent in the middle or what? I don't understand this. No, they don't want it bent, they want it straight. That's the reason why I don't understand this. So they want a small and a large on each side here. And they want it to start from around the eye and then a little up the side here. So the longer one is going to start in that glue and end in the top glue piece. And the smaller one is starting in that glue dot and ending in the little glue dot. And then we just need that to dry. And I'm going to do the same over here. A little and a bigger. And that where they start. The big one and the smaller one into the glue. I think that's it. That's the top piece. I am going to put that to the side. Oh, let me show it better. I am going to let that dry for a little before I put it on, but that's actually pretty cute. I like that one. So that is the top window, and again I'm gonna save that for later. And then they are actually starting on the roofing. I'm not sure I'm going to do that today, but I noticed the steps, the 3 steps right here. They want me to do them, so I am going to do that as well. And for that I have these 2 pieces, and I have the 3 footprints, and then of course the paper with the footprints on there. So I'm gonna cut these out, and here I don't want to see that black line, so I'm trying to make sure that line is gone. Oh, come on. And then I actually think we have all the small details for the house and the garden all done, and we are just left with the ceiling or the roof. And yeah, the big garden where you have to put all the flowers in, we need to do that one as well. So there is at least 2 videos left, I think, 2 live left before this build is all complete. And then we will see what's gonna happen after that one. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, if I'm going to get another kit, or if I'm going to do something in polymer clay, or I'm actually not sure what I want to do live after that. But if you have some ideas for me on what to do when I have this house all done, then please let me know. What would you like to see? And I will see if I can do that on a live stream, because I am actually running out of space to have these cool little houses or builds standing around, because I have made quite a lot of those. But I think they are fun to do. So if you have another DIY kit you want me to do, or you would like me to do, then please let me know that too, because I am all ready for something interesting. Now let me see, I can see that the claws are turning one way, so that should be lining up perfect. Good, we are going to glue and get this paper on these pieces here, making sure I have glue all over this little plate so that these will stay in place. I actually think these are really cute. Got a little of my glues from my fingers stuck on the print here. There we go. Next one, again, glue all over, and as usually I have glue everywhere. That's just how it is when I'm crafting. Oops. Stop. Stay in place. Perfect. Next one. Did I do that right? I think I did. And the paper on. Placing that into the glue, making sure everything, oh, my nose is itching, making sure everything is staying in place. I like this. And I was thinking of coloring these two pieces because I don't like that they are not white like the paw prints. Let me just start with gluing them in place first. Again, using my tacky glue and placing these pieces in there, and they need to sit there a little before I actually paint them, but I think I will paint them white. I don't like to have that other color underneath, but they're right here, the small steps. Okay, let me take my house out here, the build we made. And I'm gonna put these to the side and flip the house because I want to glue this little piece on here. Let me see if I can do it on camera instead of next to the camera. So that one is gonna go here on top of the windows. Again, tacky glue. Oops. I want you to see what I'm doing. So I'm gluing on the fabric here and on that little wooden stick we have. And then I am gonna place that on top of the window. Keeping it in place just for a little, for the glue to grab hold. Where's my, I think I'm gonna turn it this way around. Making sure that it will stay in place. I think that's it. Maybe, if I'm lucky. And then I have a tiny bit of extra glue here, getting rid of that. I actually think it is sitting really good there. I like the colors of the shade. I think it's a shade, it's called, this one over the window. And it fits really nicely to the other colors in the little room. That looks nice. And then I want to take my bag of cats. Oops. I'm gonna take my cats, because next time we're gonna put on the roof or the ceiling, and then it's hard to put in cats, I think. So we have this little one hanging. It could be, whoops, not down there, please. Thank you. I really don't like this cat as much as the other because it's not the same type of cat. But this one is the only one kind of hanging over the side, so it could be sitting on one of these, but I'd rather not. But I'm gonna pick a few of these cats here, and the rest I'm gonna leave. So this one has really, really big ears. I'm not sure I like this one. It's cute, but it looks more like a little fox or something. So I'm thinking of not putting that one in. And then this one, it looks a little like a doggy, but it has the right size, so I kind of like him. That was this one. This one I don't like because it's too shiny in the paint, so I might use that for something else or paint it over one day, but it's too shiny for this little house. Then I have this one. This tail is very bushy, but it has a nice size, so I like it. This one I really like the coloring and the placement of the tail and everything. I like that one a lot. Then we have the two yellow cats. Well, I'm almost dropping one of them. This one has a nice size. This one is cute, but I think it's a bit too big. And then of course we have this white diva. She is really, really pretty. I'm not sure I like the coloring on this one, so I will put that to the side. So I have 4 cats now that I can put in. Chihuahua. Yes, that's exactly what he looks like, a Chihuahua. And it's supposed to be a cat, but it looks like a Chihuahua. You're so right. Thank you. But I think I'm gonna glue a few of these cats. I actually have cat hairs in here. I think I'm gonna glue a few of these cats here into this little house, just because I think 1 or 2 cats are not enough. Again, I'm using my tacky glue. And I'm not sure you can see that. Just a second. Whoops. I think this little guy is gonna sit right here. This little thing here, I really don't know what that little thick cat is, but it's cute. Maybe on the floor. I don't know where they're gonna go, everyone. I actually have that one over here as well. I did not see that one. I have this little guy in there, and then I have one in the window. Window. I think I'm gonna put him right in there. Again, just with my tacky glue. Making sure I have enough. And placing him right there on the floor. These cats are just too big for this little cat tree. Maybe he could sit there. And that, actually, I think he could sit there. And you can see it. You can't see it. Right here. I think he could sit right here on this little, and be looking at the flowers. He could actually be looking out the window. Maybe I could, yeah, I could sit him so he looks out the window. I'm gonna do that, or place him. So I'm just gonna, again, pop in some tacky glue and then place him right there, sitting and looking out the window. I like that. I have one more if I need one more, but I need the sign to stand right here, and the 2 chairs and the table here on the porch. So this one could be sitting on the grass, maybe on one of these when they come. They are supposed to be going up here to that as a stair step up to that little thing. I got a couple of little square cats like that. They're, what do you say, bloppy and cute. Oh, I could imagine. I think I've seen them on YouTube as well. That's why I keep him on there. Or in this one. I'm actually gonna save this last one because I think I could have it in the garden when we do the garden part. So I'm just gonna put all my cats in the little bag so I have them for next time. Then I have this piece that is gonna go on top here, but I actually think it is time to glue the house onto this plate here, which means I need to make sure I have my electrical wires free. Let me see if I can do this without ruining anything. Yeah, I knew it. Let me just place you back there. Okay. I can do it otherwise because there is, it's really hard to see, but there is a pattern here for the house. So I am just gonna follow that pattern with my glue. There is kind of a little yellow dotted line here where the walls are going to be, and I am just placing the glue exactly between these two small yellow lines. They're kind of hard to see, but with the right light and the right angle it is actually possible to see them. So there we have that, and then I'm just gonna pop a tiny dot of glue on these small pillars here. Guys, we all need a bag of cat to flub up our projects. Yes, we can't get enough cats. Let me see if I can do this without ruining anything here. So I need this to be going into the glue, not my hands, please. And not the wire. And I have glue here where you don't need it. There is kind of a little hole there in the back for the wires, and now I have glue all over. Sliding my project in place. So the hole I was talking about is right here where you have space for your power thing, your electrical power thing, where your batteries are gonna be. And there we are. The house is now on its grass. And I'm just trying to get rid of a tiny bit of the extra glue here. And there, the house is in place, guys. This is really coming along nicely. I like that. I wanted to paint those, but I'm gonna glue this one in place first. It's gonna sit right here. I'm gonna just make a quick look in the guide, because they are, I think they built all the ceiling first, so I'm not gonna, yeah, they're gonna put in some roofing here first, it looks like, and then they're placing that sign as the last thing. So I am gonna leave that to the side in my little bin of goodies. because we need that later. Let me just put this to the side because I just want to paint these white before I end today. Let me get my white paint. I am using my Vallejo Model Color because I think that is a nice paint. I like the way it works and the opaqueness. That's a hard word. So I like that paint. And I'm just taking my big brush just to make it a little easier on myself. You can see one layer is almost enough here. I actually think it is enough. So I'm just gonna paint these two sticks white so it looks a little more cohesive than with the brown and the white together. That was a little weird to look at. Making sure I get everything all the way around here. Yep, and the other one. Making it look a little more cohesive. I like that better. There we go. So they're white now. I like that better. And they are actually going to be here outside the little outside here. Let me see if I can find it in the guide here. Sorry, I know I am off camera with that. Show me the picture. That is, yeah, they're right here. So the big one, the smaller one, or the middle one, and the last one is glued on there. But I think they actually do that after putting extra grass on there, or did they? I'm just going to take a quick look here. Does not look like it. Because I know there is fake grass in there. But I think it's easier to glue these on first. And then put the fake grass around that. I actually think this picture scooped a little. So there should be something like this. But I'm gonna glue the bigger one first. I know the paint is not dry yet, but I think it's gonna work anyway. Just a quick look. Going on there. Next one. Going on here. And then the last one. Going directly onto the grass. Right here. There we got the little stairs. From the grass up to the little shop here. I actually think it's starting to look so cool and cute. And it actually did help a lot with the cat. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cats in here. I could glue on these things here if I want to. I'm not sure I want to do that yet. But they're supposed to be glued on right here, the chairs and the little table. I could do that. Let me do that. I want to do that. Let me glue on the table first. So just some glue on these pieces here on the bottom. And placing that, taking the little chair This one is the one without the toy. I'm gonna place that here because I know there will be a plant standing here in the corner. Let me see if I can show you. In this corner here we will have a plant going up and over. Then we have the chair here with the little toy, and I'm gonna glue that in place as well. And I'm gonna glue that right here. And then we have the little sign for the shop. That is actually pretty cute. And I'm gonna glue that over here. It's gonna be standing right here next to the bar stools. So I'm gonna glue that on right here. So that's the first thing you see when you get up the stairs. And now we're gonna work on the roof because there's nothing more of the details. I have done all the small details there already now. Let me just put this a tiny bit to the side. There we go. And take a look. See if I can find where we were. We were right here. So here we have all the roofing going on. More of the roof, and there we are gluing the, oops, you cannot see that. And here we'll glue the light that we made in the start on the roof. Then they're making the side panels, the walls and stuff like that, but we did that to start with. Placing everything together, we did that. And we placed all the furnitures, but here we start with the roof right here, and then they place the roof, so that will take some time. And then when the roof is done, we're going to make all the greenery around that over the little space here where the little fish light is going to be as well. So all we need right now is the roof, the 2 lamps, the light, and the greenery for the house, and then making the light work. And I'm not sure if there is a box. I think there is a box to put over everything. I'm not sure about that actually. I don't think they have that in this one. Anyway, but I think this is turning out really, really cool. I cannot turn it that much because all my things will fall right now, but we have the little window here with the cat, and then in this window we have the other cat looking out the window at the flowers, and we have the little kitchen cat and the corner where you can sit and drink your coffee. So many cute cats in here. I actually think this is a fun build to do. And I'm sorry, I will end for now right here. I know we didn't do much today, but we are looking into the roof next time, and I want to do that in one time, one go, just make the roof and put it on and get that all done. I think that will be a crazy big build. So I am going to end right here for today. I think we did a lot. It really looks good now. It is even on the grass now. So you can see all the cats here. The stairs we made. I actually think this turned out really, really good and cool for now. And then of course I have my little box over here with all the goodies in there. If I can get that into the screen. And yeah, I like that one. I hope you did as well. It has been fun, and I hope you enjoyed that as well. So I think I will end here for today, and I will see you next Wednesday. in a video, and then we will see you in a live in a month from now. Let's get a kit we can do with you, maybe a greenhouse. That could be nice. Yes, please tell me what kind of kit that should be. It could be cool to make something together with you all. So let's find something. Anyway, I will end here for today. I wish you all a nice weekend and some happy crafting if you are crafting something yourself at home, which I hope you are. Anyway, I will see you. Love you all. Thank you for joining, and